Andy, how about life well preserved? That's okay. We have people requesting to be heard. As always, we ask that people try to keep their remarks to 3 minutes, which is the protocol. And we ask that they be respectful of others. We ask that everyone here be respectful of each other and the speakers, with no cheering and no jeering. With that, I'll call on Mr. Walter Witherspoon.
Walter Witherspoon, 498 17th Avenue Northeast, and I'll be very brief. I'm in pursuit of an answer that was put forth a long time ago. I had communicated with the city manager or budget officer, you call it, the attorney through it, and I also had a conference at one time with the finance officer. And I was in pursuit of one answer. And once again, I think you might have received a letter today about that. If not, you need to check your mail. I don't mean just like I said, though. But in that letter, and I request maybe you guys can help me as well, I've asked the custodian of the records for invoices showing the cost of the actual fabric for the sales of the square. Repeat, of the actual fabric of the sales on the square. And I say that because it's been referred to me as the cost has been put in what we call construction of it. And another times referred to as structural steel. It can be construction with a lump sum there. There's no broken down item there as the cost of those sales. That will remind me I'm still in pursuit of that. And that's all I have to say.
Well, if we have not provided that public record, we will provide that public record.
Yes, I had been on the computer today and had the same breakdown. That's why I asked you again. I bought a copy of that to be sure that something might have transpired before I got here
today. When I say we provide that information, I mean if it is separately available. I don't know.
Well, if you bought something, it should, it should be an item for it. If I bought something, I would expect a receipt for that item.
And also, Mr. James Thomas Shell.
My name is J. Franklin Davis. I'm speaking instead of Mr. Shell because I didn't think I was going to be able to make it. J. Franklin Davis, 715 First Avenue Place, Southeast Hickory. In looking at the second departmental report this evening, members of the CEG, that is Citizens for Equity in Government, are curious as to whether any request for bid process took place involving the beer sales for your sales on the Square Music Series. And thank goodness that we are able to speak about this before you give your departmental report rubber stamp, because once again, there's a smell in the air of favoritism, and we aren't speaking per se against Old Hickory Brewery. How many other vendors would have liked to have had the opportunity to sell beer on Union Square? And isn't it funny that the Hickory Alive series has been cut back in which the JC sell beer in favor of creating an opportunity and lining the pockets of other chosen favorite Union Square business owners? Yes, this stinks to high heavens. We all know there was no open bid process. We wonder what other vendors will think when they find this out. Once again, the city redefines competition. And how do we know that the city is getting the best deal? We don't fully understand how the money works in this deal. Is Old Hickory Brewery fees helping to offset the cost of the music groups? How much is it costing to hire the music talent? A member of our group attended last week's event. The wine shop was busy with patrons, and there were even people who brought a picnic. The attendance was sparse due to the inclement weather, and the music group had some difficulties due to that. One final thought. This type of programming is good. It just needs to be paid for by the people who benefit the business and the businesses on the square, on Union Square. The same type of programming could have been taking place long ago without this expensive use of taxpayer monies. Public funding for private benefit seems to be the theme of the city's public-private quote-unquote partnerships. As the weather improves, we are sure that these musical events will be successful. And I also like to go on record that, just like Mr. Witherspoon, he requested, we would like to have line-by-line itemizations on the cost that went into the building of the sales on the square. That is line-by-line itemizations of the cost from the course field to the highest point on the sales. We will be getting in contact with you shortly, soon. I hope to have it within a week, because this has gone on too long and doesn't look good. It looks like you're hiding something. So once again, we are requesting line-by-line itemization of the cost of the Hickory sales on the square.
3
Thank you.
minutes.